Yo estaba durmiendo, eran aproximadamente a las 6 de la mañana. Y recuerdo haber escuchado como que alguien estaba forzando la cerradura. Estaba rodeado de personas con ametralladoras, cascos y todo lo que se ha visto en las películas. Me esposaron y me revisaron la boca. Parece que habían visto muchas películas de James Bond y pensaban que iba a tener cianuro en la boca o algo. Y me dijeron que estaba arrestado. Me pregunté por qué. No, ¿tú sabes por qué?
Cubans busted here in the United States spying for Fidel. Are they terrorists or freedom fighters?
Excuse me, sir. Do you know who the Cuban Five are?
Weren't they those guys that played the U.S. in the semifinals of the Pan American Games in the basketball tournament?
You know what the Cuban Five are? The Cuban Five are 5 men who are defending their country against terrorism.
Oh, yeah, the Cuban Five. Are they that salsa band?
Americans? No, they're Cubans.
Why haven't I ever heard about that?
The Cuban Five? They're that rock band, right?
Hey, I mean, you know who the Cuban Five are?
Not really.
Well, you want to find out?
No, don't take a picture of me, Blair. Okay.
All right, the police looking for you? What they did was they infiltrated terrorist groups in Miami of exiles, which had been planning attacks on the Cuban people and foreign citizens inside Cuba. The Cuban Five have a right to defend the Cuban Revolution.
Oh, the Cuban Revolution? No, that's before my time.
The story of the Cuban Five began more than 50 years ago. In 1957, I was a university student, and I discovered that kids my age were fighting a guerrilla war in Cuba. I read the story in the New York Times. The rebels were led by a young lawyer, Fidel Castro. The U.S. government backed a loyal and very anti-communist dictator, Fulgencio Batista.
We have struck the spark of the revolution. We gladly suffer cold and rain and the hardship of life in the mountains. This is only the beginning. The last battle will be fought in the capital.
We are trying to eliminate poverty and unemployment. Two conditions which are always exploited by the communists.
Aquel era un mundo despiadado. Ese tratamiento despiadado a la gente era en todos los ámbitos, en todos los aspectos. Desde el maestro con el alumno, el patrono con los obreros, el dueño de la tierra con el otro. Ese era el comerciante con el cliente. Y aquel era un mundo despiadado. Yo aquel mundo lo conozco perfectamente bien.
Yo soy de la generación de Castro. Era presidente del Colegio de Contadores. Estábamos en contra de del dictador de Batista. Entonces todo el mundo estaba, todas las clases vivas, todos los profesionales, los industriales, etcétera, estaban en contra de Batista.
Life was good before Castro.
My father was an executive in a U.S. sugar corporation in Havana.
I had a boat, a motorboat, a speedboat. I had an MGA sports car. I had many girlfriends. I was a high middle class member of a family in which I had anything and everything that you could possibly have.
grandmother took me to Cuba, to Havana. It was just before the revolution. I'll never forget my very astute grandmother telling me, a 13-year-old, watch out for the prostitutes and the gambling houses.
Esta ciudad había sido tomada por el sindicato del crimen organizado, que había empezado a fabricar los hoteles, estos mismos hoteles que tú ves hoy en La Habana.
The hotels here are bigger and swankier than any of the rough joints we put in Vegas. These are wonderful things that we've achieved in Havana. And we can thank our friends in the Cuban government. We have now what we have always needed. Real partnership with the government. Smaller piece.
That scene in the Godfather 2 where they're dividing the cake, I don't know if it actually took place, and I don't know if they cut up a cake. They had cut up the country, yeah. Gambling, for sure. Prostitution, quite a bit.
Who would have believed that such a ragtag operation could succeed? But it did.
Nosotros los cubanos nos empezaron a conocer como cubanos a partir de esa fecha. Es una fecha para nosotros de dignidad, de patriotismo, de soberanía. Y una de las medidas importantes que va a hacer la revolución en esas primeras semanas después del triunfo es precisamente cerrar estos antros, estos garitos, estos casinos. Y por supuesto esto va a traer también la airada protesta de las autoridades norteamericanas.
La Revolución Cubana genera un proceso social de cambios. Eso trae a Miami una primera emigración donde están los corruptos y los torturadores de la dictadura de Batista.
Cuba tenía algunos problemas, no lo negamos. Problemas políticos a veces, pero todos esos problemas eran resolvibles. Esto que tenemos ahora es lo que ha sido lamentable, porque se ha destruido el sistema que había en un país totalmente, se ha destruido la república aquella, que no era perfecta, pero era perfectible.